I was deeply saddened and outraged by the explosion at the hospital in Gaza yesterday. And based on what I've seen, it appears as though it was done by the other team, not you. But there's a lot of people out there not sure.
The other team being Islamic Jihad. A Fox News alert, President Biden is in Israel right now, admitting he has seen no proof that Israel is responsible for the deadly hospital bombing that killed about 500 in Gaza. But here in the U.S., far-left members of the Squad disagree. Rashida Tlaib tweeting out, Israel just bombed the Baptist hospital, killing 500 Palestinians, doctors, children's patients, just like that. At POTUS, this is what happens when you refuse to facilitate a ceasefire and help de-escalate. And you have others pushing back in their own party. GOP Senator Markwayne Mullin sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, wants to respond. Senator, your response to the Squad's response?
Well, it's sickening. And this right here is why Kevin McCarthy should still be Speaker of the House, because we should be pushing back on Tlaib right now. We should be exposing her bias towards Hamas and her support for them. And there should be a resolution on the floor right now that is basically silencing her. This is absurd. For her to go out there and defend a terrorist organization, a known terrorist organization that has been recognized by the United States as a terrorist organization, and then go against one of our strongest allies as Israel, and there's no recourse for this, It's absolutely ridiculous and sad. But this is what happens when you don't have leadership in the Republican Party as a speaker right now. And this is why it's disastrous what Matt Gaetz and those 8 did by casting out Kevin McCarthy, because we should be standing strong right now, not fighting with each other.
You don't have this problem in Oklahoma, but we're seeing it over in New York City. There's dueling protests, Hamas and Israel protests right in downtown New York City, happening every day across the country on college campuses. And then if you look around the world, in Egypt, El-Sisi said the right of this has gone beyond the right of self-defense already, Israel. You have MBS coming out and saying the Saudi leaders stressed the need to stop the military operations. So these are people that are already pushing Israel to stop after the carnage that killed almost 2,000 just 10 days ago.
Well, this is exactly what we saw in 2014, too. When Israel went out and started defending themselves against Hamas, it was just a matter of days before the international community started coming after Israel, saying you need to de-escalate. None of us would be wanting to de-escalate if this, Brian, would have happened in one of our cities. God forbid this were to happen in Oklahoma City. I guarantee you there'd be a bunch of people in Oklahoma ready to go over there and kick the hell out of Hamas. And right now, this is exactly what we should be doing in supporting Israel. Israel was attacked brutally. We saw it. We lost over 30 Americans in that attack. They literally were raping women, beheading elderly and young children. And right now they're saying you should de-escalate. You shouldn't be continue to move forward. What else are they supposed to do? We know exactly where the attack came from. It came from Hamas in Gaza. They should absolutely go out there and eliminate Hamas from this earth.
So we look at now Hezbollah, who is having daily skirmishes in the north with the Israelis. They are calling for a day of rage. We saw what happened Friday with wild protests out here and around the world. What should the president's response be? What should our response be, knowing he is actually in Israel right now?
Well, this wouldn't be taking place right now if President Trump was in office. Zero chance, because they feared President Trump. Peace through strength is the only thing that these terrorist organizations understand. Appeasement, policy, diplomacy doesn't work with an irrational group of terrorists. And that's exactly what's going on. And please keep in mind that Iran is the one that's funding these organizations. Iran is testing America's resolve around the world right now with the support of Putin, with the support of President Xi, and North Korea providing the weapons for it. They are an alliance that is against the United States in all aspects of it. And to have a president that is weak, and we all know that President Biden is weak. We saw it from the beginning of his withdrawal from Afghanistan, and we continue to see it today. He should be speaking completely, clearly, understanding what the consequences are going to be if you come out and attack us. And they should be cutting the snake's head off right now and going towards Iran and putting sanctions on them and cutting out their economic sources and quit this this deal and nuclear agreements that they're trying to have with
And
Iran.
it would show our allies in the area that will stand up to the bully in their neighborhood. We're the only ones that can, because China and Russia won't. Now, I got to ask you about Jack Lew, the former chief of staff under Obama. Jack Lew is on course to be the Israeli ambassador from the United States. Jack Lew's got a huge problem. He lied to Congress about the money. He helped Iran to go into an extreme effort to make Iran convert their currency in Oman to the U.S. currency and the euro. He lied about it in front of the Senate. Are you guys going to let him pass?
You know, Democrats are trying to do everything they can to use this unfortunate situation going on in Israel to pass a guy that's not qualified. Jack Lew is Secretary of Treasury underneath the Obama administration. Gave a special license to transfer $5.7 billion U.S. into Iranian assets during the negotiations with Iran for their nuclear deal. He tried to deny it. We exposed it in 2018. He lied repeatedly to Congress until we actually found the paper, the license that he signed. How in the world would this guy be the individual we want right now as the ambassador in Iran?
By the way, if you know it, Israel knows it. How are they ever going to trust their ambassador, knowing that his allegiance and his actions are with Iran?
His biased opinion. That's right, Brian.
It's unbelievable. Senator, thanks so much. Appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me on.